How's everybody doing? Waiting on my feed to update here.
Mine too, it ain't coming up.
I've been chatting with a few people. We got about 5 or 6 people already in here. Now it's percolating. Here we go. I'm still blurry.
I've got to add.
Oh, no, I'm not blurry. That's a plus. I switched phones this time because I know Tuesday night it was kind of blurry. So far, I look pretty clear and crisp.
Yep.
What's going on, Steve? We'll give it about 15 minutes and let all the regulars get on here, and then we've got a bowl full of everybody's entries for the arrow giveaway. We'll draw a name and get all that info together on whoever wins it. We'll cut them and ship them and the whole 9 yards. So that'll be cool. We are working on a giveaway for next month, so tune in to our podcast that comes out Tuesday, and we'll give all the details on that stuff. Now we're blurry again. I don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I ran an internet speed test before we went live, and it looked like it was pretty quick. It's just weird. We've never had any trouble till Tuesday.
Yeah. What's going on, Sam? Or Samuel? I get it right here in a minute.
Trying to think I don't think anything new's come out this week. I did see Ultraview made an announcement that they were going to do had a limited quantity of solid black Ultraview scopes, the second version, and I was going to potentially grab one. And soon it said on the post, get them quick, they'll be gone, they'll be sold out. And sure enough, I clicked right on it, they were already sold out. So
did you ever see how much it was?
you can get it without the lens and with the lens. I think with the lens it was $300 and without was $200. I think I'm telling you right. My chat's not updating.
Let's see.
If I flip it this way.
Well, Richard, it's been, what was it, yesterday or the day before? It was like 70 degrees, and then it went to like the mid 50s, and then I think it was supposed to be down around 20, what I tell you, 25 tonight. So, but sun's out.
I think I got my chat working.
Rich, I hadn't seen the new expeditions except for in the magazine.
I seen there's a carbon something I seen posted today. With a 30-inch bow. That's all I seen was carbon and 30-inch. Yeah, I think I got my chat working. I don't know. It kills me that it's blurry on the live feed. I got to figure out. We got 2 different routers. Maybe I need to connect to the other one next time.
Carbon infused alloys.
A buddy of mine owns a pawn shop about 30-40 minutes from us up in Williamston, and he's an expedition dealer, so I'll have to swing by there and see. We do a lot of his work for him, repair type work and bowstrings and all that. He don't do a ton of work, but he's got a little tiny archery section. He sells probably a dozen expeditions a year. I have to go. I'm sure he'll get some in.
Oh yeah.
From the tree stand. Oh Lord. Yeah, I worked on Chris, and Chris's daddy's bow. Chris's daddy was a Smith & Wesson rep for years and years and years, and when I was 12 and 13 years old, I was working on their bows. I've known Chris for a long time.
Mick says it's 80 degrees and raining.
On with that.
Nope. Mine was buffering that. Down buffering.
Adam, I can't remember what state you in. Alabama? I can't remember.
South Alabama.
Somebody, one of our customers, I forget who it was, I seen on Facebook they had went to Alabama in the last few days to hunt.
Mick said, I'm assuming he was talking about the expedition. He says it's a bit jumpy.
No, he's talking about the
The feed? Okay.
Yeah. The feed, yeah, we'll wait till about 6:15 for those of you that got in on the air giveaway. We got everybody's names chopped up in this bucket here. We'll let everybody, all the usual folks, get on here and do a drawing. Yes, it's been rainy this week, on and off, but like it's been okay. It's been in the 50s, kind of like decent hot cold wise, but I think tonight, what'd you say, 25 or something?
I think is what it said. It was 25.
Daniel, I don't think I got any just laying around. I'll look, but if we don't, I'll look. I don't even know what they cost. I'll text the rep. Mick, we're gonna give away some 250s just because everybody's building heavy stuff, but it comes with a little 50 grain out or half out. 30-inch 360. That's a good number.
350.
350.
I seen, where'd you go? I know old Stanley's watching us.
Oh Lord.
Where did he go? I know it popped up.
See if I can flip this thing back around.
There it is.
But yeah, I mean, I think Expedition's kind of one of those underdogs that they make good stuff. You just don't see them as much. I mean, I've made a good many strings for different models for Chris, and they always tune up pretty easy.
I hadn't watched any of the hunting shows, so I don't know who's repping what now or what. I know, of course, like Bone Collector Boys are still running the Hoyts. Ralph and Vicky, Seance Rulo, they're still repping Hoyts. I know there's one, some guys repping Prime. I can't remember the name of the show. I meant to look it up to see if I could find it.
I don't know. What's going on, Matt?
I was trying to...
I'm gonna go turn that string machine off
Not do it.
because it's about to drive me insane. But yeah, if you're just tuning in, we're gonna wait till about 6:15 and let all our usual folks get on here before we give away these arrows. And then afterwards, just shoot us a message. We'll get with you. I got everybody's email address, so I can email you, or you can email me either way. Just let us know a link to cut them and a shipping address, and we'll get them on the way. We got, if you're local, we got an indoor shoot coming up at Kiwi Bowman on this coming weekend, and then the next weekend they got a 3D shoot. So we got, oh, I feel like I'm about to fall over. We got some shoots coming up pretty soon, and I think give it another month, it'll start heating up a little bit, and then we can potentially start doing some stuff out here. Yeah, I'd seen the Hunting Public. I hadn't watched them in a while, but they're one of my more favorite ones to watch, just because they seem like regular type folk.
Yeah.
But I seen they had bear, or at least they did last year.
They fell off the Lazy Susan.
But we've been trying to knock bows out. We got a couple Bowtechs done, a VXR yesterday. I think I got a couple more older Matthews coming up tomorrow. Had an Alpine come in. Hadn't seen an Alpine in a while.
Mm-mm.
Stanley, I hadn't seen that. I know I wasn't here yet, but the Tooth of the Arrow people, they called and TJ talked to them earlier. They've sent us some demos. It's made from one piece of aluminum.
Mm-hmm.
Real, I mean, we've played with it a little bit. Good broadhead.
I had heard something about Slick Trick coming out with something, but
That could be cool. I'll tell you what. Here's what sucks. Pearson had a great bow 2 years ago when we was at the show. We all shot it and was like, "Holy crap!" And
mm-hmm.
they had a couple pro staff or field staff or whatever they called it people about an hour below us in Georgia, and I've talked to them a couple times about, they said we need a local Pearson dealer and all this, and I'm like, I like the way they shoot. It's just Pearson was the oldest bow company still making bows, but nobody really asked for them, or the new people had never heard of them, and I was kind of on the fence about ordering one or two just to see what would happen, and then they went out of business. But what's going on, Fox? But yeah, to my knowledge, I don't know of any more stuff being released at this, like in the near future. I think everybody kind of got past the ATA release dates, and I hadn't heard of anything else. I did order. I think I've already mentioned it before, but Bear came out with a limited edition. They're making only 1,000 of them of the legit bow that they have now. They got a throwback edition, this OD green and the Fred Bear camo. I ordered, and they also come out with one called Ghost, which is like in the picture it looks like a white grayish color. It's definitely a whiter or a brighter color. Anyway, we ordered about a half dozen of them. They came out with some new crossbows. We ordered. All that happened. The crossbow thing happened yesterday, so we'll be getting those in. 2 degrees. Obsession came out with sort of a what do they call it? The
Evolution.
The DEF CON, like a second edition of the DEF CON.
Yeah.
I can't remember all the specs.
I can't either.
I feel like Obsession needs to do something big and new sooner than later to kind of get everybody's attention again.
I think they will probably next year, because they were just bought by or acquired by Martin earlier this year, and then with the COVID and everything, I bet you a lot they just kind of took the DEF CON series and improved on it probably. I think if I remember right, they got away from the 5-piece system.
Did they?
That they did last year or year before. So
new upgrades on any drop-away rest. We've talked about that Hamskea primer rest. QAD's kind of the same.
Yeah, Vapor Trail's the same, except now they started offering the bow specific mounts on the Gen 7X.
Yep.
That's all I can think of.
Yeah. You think Martin will make extra? Maybe. The weird thing was 2 years ago when the K32 and the Turmoil were starting to become an older bow. We've got a local Sportsman's Warehouse, like a box store, and they had that bow in that Sportsman's Warehouse. They had a couple of them, K32s and Turmoils. And that was right around the time I seen them advertising that they were buying all these new CNC machines. But then from what I heard, they got them in a bunch of box stores, and then it just kind of, I don't know if they didn't sell them or if, I don't know what happened, to be honest with you. I know, I would imagine some of the box store people, at least the ones we know, probably didn't have a clue how to work on them, but
I know the last one I seen in like Cabela's was the hashtag,
yeah,
but I hadn't seen the other ones in there.
I don't know what their plan will be. Muddy Ducks.
What up?
We will give it about another minute, and then we'll draw us a name and get that part over with. But yeah, I don't know what the overall game plan will be, because I still see them as like two completely different entities. Because Obsession's kind of got to me, more of the speedy type stuff, and then Martin's got more of the tournament, longer stuff. So I don't know. Yeah, the Turmoil, and they came out, they re-updated it and called it the Turmoil RZ. It was a good bow. I mean, we actually sold a couple the year the first Turmoil came out. It retailed for $650, I think.
I think so.
Decent bow. I mean, didn't feel bad, but
Nah, I mean, Obsession is a good shooting bow. It really is. It's just that we've had some nightmares with them.
Just customer service was quite sketchy. Hadn't really dealt with them since Martin has bought them out, so that could be a completely different thing now.
Yeah, this was pre-Martin buyout.
All right, you draw a name, mix them up. We'll see who wins some arrows.
All right. Make sure I just got one. Lawrence Adams.
Lawrence Adams. Lawrence, I don't know if you're with us now or if you watch this later, but I will, if you want to email us, that's fine, archeryshack@gmail.com, or I'll email you if I hadn't heard from you probably by tomorrow and let you know and get all your links and stuff. But congratulations, Lawrence.
Yep.
Shazam. He just got on here.
Yep.
Shazam. But yeah, we'll get a new, we'll have another giveaway to talk about on our podcast. It'll come out Tuesday, and we'll do it at the end of February. Does the Embark have machine pockets? It don't. That's the only, if I had to pick one thing that I don't like about that bow, that would be it. But in my experience, I've that I can think of, only ever had one guy crack a plastic limb cup. I think it was actually on a bear. It was several years ago, and he dropped it out of a tree stand, so I guess it's not too big a deal.
But you would think, I mean, with that just being two limb cups, I mean, running them out of plastic instead of just CNC and machining it.
You'd think it wouldn't be that big a difference, but I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know either.
But I'm curious to. We got a Drive NXT coming. We got some of those EVL bows, which we're being told it's going to be a while on those, but
yeah,
that'll be good ones to play with and see how they shoot. And still got more primes coming. But we're waiting on more 34s and 36s in the prime. I wish they'd at least send us some 34s, because we got one in and sold it like boom next day type thing.
It's I don't know. I wonder if they had if they already had a big run of the twos ready. And
I figured that was that, and like the green ones came and came and came and came. Then finally we started getting some more colors in the 32. Then we got 134, so I figured they really were cranking 32s, and then went from there. Others that is there anybody else in a state that still has hunting season open other than Alabama? I need to get like a chart so I can keep up with who has what season when of each state. I'm sure there's one on Google, but
oh yeah.
I hadn't shot the Venom yet. I would really. What'd you think about it? Because with Hoyt going to more of a binary type system, I'd really like to see what it feels like.
Yeah. It's just weird though. We're gonna have a Hoyt come in with no bus cable.
It's no split cable. I mean, man, you're going back a long time since that wasn't the case.
Mm-hmm. But I do like the fact that they did away with the family of cams. So there's no
Yeah.
more 1, 2, 3 cam or 4. I can't even remember how many cams they had on some of them.
Yeah,
But it's just a 2 mod and a 3 mod.
that'll be nice. Which we're not a Hoyt dealer, but it just always sucks when a guy comes in and you're like, all right, you're going to have this ain't gonna work. You know, he bought it used. You got to have different cam, and that means different string lengths and all sorts of mess. You know.
Mm-hmm.
What's your picture like on your phone? I'm just curious.
And mine look, I mean, it looks good.
Maybe it's just this tablet.
Looks a little grainy. But other than that,
Mostly it's just open year round, Richard.
on private land, it's year round. And then if you hunt public land or game management, it is with whatever's in season. So right now it's small game with squirrel, rabbit, quail, and all that. So you can hunt with, I think it's no bigger than number 8 bird shot and nothing and 22. So
Yeah, I seen that came with that little stabilizer, and that's a trick. Going way back, like 20 years, some of the reps used to come in, you know, and they'd have the new top of the line bows, but it would have a stabilizer on it, and I'd be like, take that stabilizer off of there. It's going to shoot all right with the stabilizer on it, and then they'd be like, well, and it was like one rep in particular. Every year he'd come in with them stabilizers on there, and I'd be like, "You might as well unscrew them." I said, "Because we want to feel what it's like without the stabilizer."
mm-hmm.
And that guy, he'd start talking, but it's probably a smart move on Hoyt's part though, because it's a little bitty stabilizer. I don't know about it. I'd probably take it off of that very front thing and put it back up to the regular mount, but they're giving you a stabilizer, but it's gonna make it, really, really, really be dead in the hand. So it's probably a smooth or smart move on their part.
I know from what I've read and seen, they said that Hoyt, that stabilizer is designed to be in that particular place.
Yeah.
They said all the rubber dampeners on there, that's where all their testing, that's where they're
Mhm.
supposed to be. So
Gotcha.
I was like, okay.
But yeah, they hadn't shot the Hoyt yet. We've had a few new Matthews come in. Trying to think of what else, but they'll start. I'm sure the new ones will start trickling in
Mhm.
for us to work on what we don't carry here before too long.
I know we've had 2 of the V331s, but we hadn't had a 27 yet.
But I don't think nothing else too crazy has happened this week.
Mm-mm.
Um,
Trying to think.
no crazy bow stories that I can think of.
No. Trying to think. I mean, nothing too crazy. I hadn't seen a whole lot, which I really hadn't looked for nothing. I'd seen some. I seen, like you said, that UltraView posted that black scope. I did see something on what was it, Instagram last night about it, but I thought they made a black one.
How will the Bear Inception compare to the Drive NXT? My personal opinion from shooting both of them, I'd probably go Drive NXT, but that's preference type thing.
Yeah, Larry's got a point with the Matthews with that dampener, that way they
Mhm.
integrated in the riser.
I know I see a lot of posts about people losing that dampener with it,
Mhm.
and people are taking and tying like serving in 2 or 3 spots to hold it in there and all that stuff. But yeah, it's the same. I guess there's something to the bottom of the riser getting some rubber that really helps it. But I mean that's like honestly Martin. I know Matthews came out with the Harmonic dampeners and all that, but back in the early 2000s, Martin had these real squishy rubber dampeners that would fit in the riser hole. Kind of the same theory as a harmonic dampener on Matthews, and you could buy them aftermarket, and pretty much they were real soft rubber. You could cram them in about any hole on any
Mhm.
riser, and we used to stock them at Bucks and Bass. And I would, if I felt like a bow had a little bit of twanginess to it, the I would stick them in there. Bear Divergent Echo versus the Drive. The Echo, me and TJ had actually bought Echoes last year.
No, we had the regular drive,
That's right.
or
We had
the
the regular.
regular
We had the regular.
Divergent.
The Echo, you can have that super duper 90% let off. It just feels like it dumps hard when you got it set on that. Kind of similar to the Evolve type cam system.
Mm-hmm.
The NXT don't quite have that dump that the Divergent Echo has. If I had to pick between those two, that'd be a hard one. I don't know what I'd do. That'd be a hard one. I don't think either bow particularly is better than the other in that case, almost really. But I like a longer bow, so I'd probably still go NXT 33-inch. But that'd probably be the only reason.
You'll probably have to remind me, Muddy Ducks. I forget a lot.
10-4. I'll check my email when we get off here. What was it about the Evo Cam that wasn't like on the? Are we talking PSC or Obsession?
I wonder if you meant the Echo Cam.
Maybe.
I don't.
But yeah, it's crazy when you think about all this stuff that's out now. I remember somebody had a 99% let off bow one time, and I can't. It was like it might have been Clearwater Archery, one of them little companies that kind of went away. But
Either that or Whisper. Was it Whisper Creek?
it could have been.
Now they had a weird looking little bow.
Mm-hmm. I know J&S used to carry them
Mm-hmm.
back in the day.
I know. So I noticed whenever, like on the Drive NXTs, or it ain't the Drive NXT. Which one is it? But PSC had that 5-piece set from the Evolve bows and everything. Well, now it looks to me, and I haven't looked at some of the other bows, but I noticed the ones I've looked at, they've gone away from the 5-piece and they're running that new yoke system that I guess Dudley put on the Embark.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a 3-piece set now.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty.
Yeah, I don't like a big dump into the valley. I don't know. I can't get used to it. And like when the Evolve came out, I bought one and tried it on all the different let-offs and even bought the low let-off mods. But that high let-off, it's just, there's so much play you can have in it. You know what I mean? I think it's good for hunting, but as far as like, I could take it out there and try to shoot it at 60 yards or something, and it took a lot of thinking on not messing with your grip. Form was a big issue.
Well, I know the Evolve, because me and you both shot the 35, the Evolve 35, and we shot. I'd always end up left or right. You'd always end up up or down.
I was never consistent with that bow. Nothing against it, but I switched and changed stabilizers and weights and this and that and let offs and bought the low let off mods. But ultimately, what I didn't like was the lower the let off you went, it was ultimately just short drawing it. So it
Yeah.
made the valley just, I mean, you just barely go. And I don't know. I went from shooting the Super EXT, which I absolutely loved, and it was on, I think I had the 75% mod on it, but it was still real mushy, cable stops, mushy, you know, the whole, nothing crazy. We went to the Evolve 35, still cable, but it just, bam, you know, rolled over. Even on 80%, had a pretty hard rollover.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, I didn't like absolutely hate the bow. It just,
It was grip sensitive.
it wasn't for me. And then I went to the Expression.
Yeah. Then we ended up finding an article after about a month of research. We finally found some guy
He had some weird grip figured out.
that you can make it shoot consistently.
But I know even a local guy that texted me. He got a used 35 a couple weeks ago, and that's what he said. Man, what do I need to do? He's having left and right problems, and I was like, make sure you ain't got it on high let off for one. But
yeah,
I don't know. I just couldn't get along with that bow.
Now I kind of wish I'd kept it for a hunting bow.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think I went to, let's see.
You traded it for an Expression 2, didn't you?
I ended up trading it for an Expression 3D, and then I ended up buying the regular Expression, which was 40-inch axle to axle.
We've got more and more people wanting 80-pound bows. We actually got 2 in right now. When I do the review video thing for the Nexus 2, I'm gonna shoot one of the 80-pounders through the chronograph just to see what it does. We ordered a couple last year. In my opinion, like, I don't want to shoot 80 pounds, but if I was going, I guess it's kind of contradicting itself, but if I was going to shoot a higher let off, I'd shoot 80 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I know it'd be harder to get back. Once you got it back, it'd give you a little more holding weight. That's just my thinking. But ultimately, you don't need it, but some people just want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We still ain't sent Muddy Ducks or t-shirts.
I have no idea.
I don't either.
I thought we did.
Our t-shirt department's falling down.
I'll have to look. I guess we didn't if she said we didn't. I just swore we did.
I could have swore we did too. We might have. They may be lost in that place.
Somebody sent me a nasty gram while ago. A string, I think it's been floating around Tennessee for 2 weeks, and he's not happy.
Post office is just out of whack anyway.
I thought after Christmas post office would have got back right, but they still hadn't got right.
Mm-mm.
And for us, it kind of sucks shipping these strings because I've looked into FedEx and UPS, but we'd have to add pretty much about 6 times what we're charging shipping, 5-6 times to do the same thing through FedEx. So I don't know what to do. A topless duck. Don't post any pictures in the comments.
Yeah.
We don't. We need to, or maybe she should post pictures in the comments, and we'll get our super chat ready.
Oh Lord. But I can't think of any new thing that's come out.
It's been kind of a boring week.
It has been.
Been some folks through, but not a ton of folks come through.
I'm just still surprised that the bow's being dropped off for stringing.
Yeah.
That's weird for this time of year.
I don't think we'll see what we think's a normal year in a while.
I know.
Because last year was weird.
The Bermuda mail service.
That's one way to get 10,000 subscribers. There we go. And on tonight's episode, we're going to Zoom call Muddy Ducks, and she's butt naked. Um, but honestly, back to the 80-pound thing, you know, they don't, an 80-pound bow, don't, most of them now don't feel like an 80-pound bow. Because,
Yeah.
like, I mostly shoot 60 and 70-pound bows, but like when an 80 comes in, we really don't have trouble.
Mm-mm.
It's not like we're back there grunting trying to get it back. It's fairly easy to pull, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you had like a super duper speed bow, something, it would be rough, but
What was that one we had in the shop that was 80 pound? It was a little bit harsh on the draw.
I know the heaviest bow I've ever shot, draw weight wise, and this was a long time ago, but it was an old PSE, and it was on 104 pounds. And
Yeah.
I remember I took it I might have took it to Bucks and Bass. Some big old dude was like, "Good God!" And I remember I drew it back, and I was a little scrawny thing back then, and he's like, "How did you do that, son?" And I'm like, I draw 70s back every day. You know, I guess I'm just used to it, but anyway, it was kind of funny. It was 104 pounds.
I remember that bow.
I know, you know, used to you'd hear about a couple 100-pounders being made. To my knowledge, Matthews still makes a Safari that's a 100-pound bow, but other than that, I don't know of anybody.
I don't either.
Because PSE made one. That was one of their beast bows a long, long time ago, and then I think they called it something else, and it was like a special build, special order, whatever. But I don't even know. I don't know if anybody else makes a 100-pounder.
I don't either.
But I don't know. Even this, I don't know if this. I think the Safari might be on their website. I don't know if it's in the book. And they updated it to like the monster style bow, but I don't know that it's been updated in quite some time. Muddy Ducks, I don't think so. Yeah, I'll get with you and get you a T-shirt or a couple of them. What's going on, Leon?
What
Hadn't
up?
seen you in a while. We was talking about you the other week. Somebody was asking about Frank and Bowen something, and we told them you the man to talk to.
Yep. Let's see. I see where Bowfinger. I did see where they're starting to actually laser engrave their scopes now. I did see that.
Too. I seen that too.
I don't know why that just hit me, but that's out of left field.
Oh, it might have been them Muddy Ducks. I don't know.
I know it's way too early, but if they have tack this year in Tennessee, who's gonna try to make it? It seems like we talk about it forever, but or an ASA shoot, or
I need to look. Maybe we should try to go to London this year, Kentucky.
the only bad thing about London is it's right there at the start of wide open or wide opener.
Yes, according to the bow, I've seen between like 8 and 12 per pound, but I guess different cam systems kind of change that a little bit. Just built a new one, Monster MR5 with switch weight cams. Man,
That's something I hadn't really got to play around with on the Matthews, is those switch weights.
I can't even remember what somebody was asking about putting on when we were talking about.
I think it was switch weight cam.
Was it?
I think.
But yeah, Total Archer Challenge won't be too much longer. R100, we got one down about an hour below us in Georgia. It won't be too much longer.
I think it's March 13th and 14th, I think.
The brass thumb barrels. There's a guy on Archery Talk.
Ex-Okie.
Yep, I was trying ex Okie on Archery Talk. He makes some nice thumb barrels for anything you want, and they're pretty. They're actually very reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know his email or his number, but if you, I can't talk. If you go to Archery Talk and type in thumb barrel or just ex-okie OKIE, he'll pop up.
And who is it that's making the colored ones now? Is that Ultraview?
Ultraview, yeah. They're plastic,
Mm-hmm.
but I tell you what I like about them is they make all these different shapes, and they make some of them. It's got like almost these jagged looking edges,
Mm-hmm.
so that you can't put too much pressure on it. Like you on it, but you ain't putting a whole lot of pressure. I thought that was a good.
What I was fixing? Knurled.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take smooth and quiet over loud and fast any day. Which I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I can play any game. Some people come in and gotta have speed. I can do that. Or people come in gotta have quiet. I can do that too. In the '90s it was speed, 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 and then it's kind of thank God that's calmed down a little bit. But and I'm surprised everybody went with it. Like what
Mm-hmm.
I call the good prime days of Elite. They kind of slowed everybody down, but gave it a little bit of a different draw cycle. And they backed everything up to 325, 330. And people were pushing towards 340 plus, 350. But it's just like we kind of hit a wall with I'd say most bows, whatever, 340, 345. Then you get into that weird stacking draw cycle.
Yeah. Most most of them now are around the 345 mark on IBO. I mean, you still got some out there like the Obsession Lawless. It was what 370
Something like that.
in your PSE full throttle. It's what 360, 370.
Yeah. The Expedite's what, 360?
The Expedite's 360. I'm trying to think. It seems like like you said, all the bow manufacturers seem to started slowing it down a little bit more, which I thought was weird. I figured we'd done seen a 400 foot per second bow. I'd like to play around with some more B3 handhelds. I'd like to play around with that Ultraview handheld,
I've thought about that too.
but I can't remember what they wanted for it.
I hadn't shot the Stan Extinction 2 wrist release. I don't think, unless no, I know we hadn't shot it.
Mm-mm.
Leon, I'm pretty sure I got his email address. I'll shoot him your number.
My screen's dirty on my phone.
But yeah, hey, we ain't got a cool story for y'all. A crossbow explosion.
Yeah, thank goodness we ain't had none of those.
Larry's got the Extinction 2. He loves it. But yeah, the Ultraview, I'd love to play with their. Like I have very little experience with their stuff, but I'd like to. I'm gonna get one of their scopes sooner than later to play with, and then the release kind of intrigues me too.
I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head, but he went and bought that brand new RX4 and brought it straight to us to restring that day. and he had him a Fast Eddie XL, and he put an Ultra View scope on there, and he actually had the pin fiber attachment to it, and that joker, even in here, it was bright. He said that he has never had to turn his light on to see the pin, even in low light condition. He said it's that bright, and he said I think he even said he's got a fiber that broke in it. Yeah, the Perfex is a good release.
Let's see here. But yeah, I guess we'll get off here. I feel like it's been a boring night. I'm glad we got to give these away.
Yep.
Lawrence, I'll check my email in a minute, and we'll get these things ready to go out to you. And then, like I say, Tuesday we'll have a podcast out. We'll come up with something else to give away, and that's about it for now.
Richard said that he wants to try that new extension RT by TrueBall, but all the shops over there are closed and won't be allowed to open up till March. And Rich, I don't even think I've played with that. I don't even think they had it at the show last year. The Ultra View hinge release.
I don't remember messing with it.
I don't remember seeing it.
Oh Lord, I'm flipping over. Yeah, cup giveaway might be cool. Leon, you be safe too.
Yep.
Good night, Daniel. Muddy Ducks, I think everybody's getting off here. But I might text you. That's actually a good idea. I'll shoot you we'll come up with something. I'll shoot you some funds. And then I don't know if you would want to go ahead and design it or just wait and design it with whatever they wanted or however you want to do it. What's going on, Lloyd? Hadn't seen you in a while. Didn't know you was on here.
Yep.
But anyway, we'll get off here. We'll talk to everybody soon. Thank y'all for tuning in. And we'll see you next week.
See ya.